All right, so hopefully we're live. Okay, so let me make sure I go live on Facebook and then go live on Instagram. Let's see here, go live. All right, so we are now live. We're now live. So hopefully you all can hear me clearly. I hope you all can hear me clearly as we get ready to get started with this live. And all of this stuff. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about how he broke my heart, how he broke my heart. And I'm going to tell you guys that if anybody's ever been through a heartbreak, you know it's never easy to push through these heartbreaks, right? And so I wanted to talk to you about what I'm planning to do because he broke my heart. Now, first of all, who is he? And you're like, who is he, Taria? We didn't even know you had a he. Okay. Hello. We didn't even know you had a he. Well, he is not what you think it is. I gave it a he. I gave the title of he. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hold on, make sure. Uh-oh. Can y'all hear me? Oh, mic check, mic check. Oh, yeah. I think y'all should be able to hear me. Let me make sure. Okay, cool. So, okay, cool. Okay, so anyways, how y'all doing? Good morning, everybody. Hello to John Porter, Family Style Cater. So who is he? So I gave the name he only because I'm a female and I am a heterosexual female, so I'm attracted to men. So I figured that would be the best place to give it the title of he. But I'm not talking physically about a man. I'm actually talking about really the idea of what a perfect person or the perfect being or just what I'm supposed to be doing. That's who he is today. And the reason why I say he broke my heart is because, you know, at the beginning of the year, guys, I had these big goals, these big dreams, these things that I was going to do as far as, going on this year-long vacation. You all know about it. I've been telling you guys about the year-long vacation. And this to me was going to be my man. This to me was going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like that opportunity to do something new for my life. And this is why and first and foremost, y'all know I'm a big advocate for telling stuff. I do not mind telling my business, telling things that I'm doing, what I'm planning on doing, because you just never know when you tell these things who you could impact as far as inspiration, but also at the same time, who might be able to help you out, right? And so at the beginning of the year, I made a decision that I would go on this year-long vacation. But in the process of me making that decision, it's funny too, because I just saw the pros and the cons of like giving up my apartment, giving up my office space, and deciding to go on the road, all the things that I was planning to do, where I was planning to go. I mean, literally, hold on, y'all. Like, I have a whole thing here. So I called it the apartment let go pros and cons. What having an office, what the pros and cons were for having an office, what having an apartment, what the pros and cons were. And then I also talked about traveling the world, the different places I planned on going. Antigua, Guatemala, Barbados, Thailand, Egypt, South Korea, Spain, Portugal, Mexico, Dubai. I put all these different things on my list, y'all, right? All these places that I just knew I was going to be traveling to. And while I have done a lot of traveling thus far this year, I haven't gone to any of those locations, but I have been traveling. I've been in multiple countries. I've been in multiple states. It's been a blessing. But at the same time, I also found um, what I like to call a new paradigm shift for my life. And this paradigm shift was me joining the World Mission Society Church of God. And so I joined this church I got baptized January 13th, 2024. So I just celebrated my 6 month with the church. And I did not realize all of what was expected when I joined. I didn't know because I had been so used to going to church on Sunday, and all we did was go to church for an hour. And then some of the churches that I was at, like in Houston, I was going to Lakewood, and they would do a virtual Bible study, which didn't really have much commitment. We didn't do anything where we were encouraged to bring people to church. We weren't told to, show people the Bible. In fact, the Bible, baby, I didn't even understand nothing in the Bible, okay? I never even had a paper Bible like this, like one that I would sit down and study with. I never had this type of a Bible. I just would always use my phone to hurry up and get. So I didn't even know how to get through the Bible. So a lot has changed, and so now I have been committed. And at our church, we celebrate many feasts that are in the church, that a lot of people don't know about. Matter of fact, I'll tell you some of the feasts. I have my card right here, so I'm going to tell you some of the feasts. We don't know about these feasts because they were changed, which the Bible also talks about that as well. So we have the Passover, which is something that is huge with our church. And it is something that everybody must celebrate. In fact, it's so important that God also created a makeup day for the Passover, which was done in April. So we have Passover in March, and then we have a makeup day in April. And then we have the Feast of Unleavened Bread. I'm not going to go through all these feasts, but the Day of First Fruits, Feast of Weeks, Feast of Trumpets, Day of Atonement, Feast of Tabernacles. And a lot of these, we have heard of some of these things like Passover and Second Passover. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is also known as Passion Day. Day of First Fruits, many people know this to be Resurrection Day. Feast of Weeks, Ascension Day, which some people actually don't know about the Ascension of the Ascension Day and the Ascension of Jesus Christ. And then Day of Pentecost. Now, people have heard of Pentecost. And so there's so many different things that we do at our church. Anyways, long story short, I'm going to fast forward through all of this, y'all, to get to this challenge that I'm doing. And what I would love for all of you guys to be a part of this incredible challenge. I think it's going to be powerful. I think it's going to be amazing. I think you guys are going to love it. So the challenge that I'm doing, first of all, I realized after we just went through a Feast of Weeks. And in this Feast of Weeks, I started off in Houston. And I had to drive to Atlanta to get to service that evening. And then we had a mastermind that was in Baltimore. So I drove all the way to Baltimore that next day. And it was a lot. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. And I was very proud of myself that I stayed committed to following through with this commitment that I've made to grow my relationship with God, right? But after that event, we also had a study. I went back to Atlanta. We had a study that talked about just more things that we could be doing as far as gospel work and how we can serve better and to be able to bring more brothers and sisters to the truth. And so I was just like blown away because I had no idea that all these things were taking place. Now, let me tell you something, y'all. Y'all know I lived in Atlanta for 10 years of my life, and then I moved to Houston for 3. And then I moved back to Atlanta for like 15 months. And then I moved back to Houston. And a lot of people were like, well, why do you keep going back and forth? And for me, I don't always necessarily need to have a concrete reason why, outside of the fact that I just knew that it was something for me to do. I needed to go somewhere else. And so I decided to move back to Houston. I felt like in Atlanta, I was by myself, even though it's crazy because I had so many friends there. And it's not like my friends were not inviting me out. It's just that a lot of the stuff that we used to do when I first moved to Atlanta are not things that I like to do anymore. You know what I'm saying? Are not things that excite me anymore necessarily. And this is no shade to my friends, but even us, we're all growing and all of us are growing. We're all in different spaces. And so it was like, just being around my friends, the only time we would really kick it was like going out. And for me, it was like, it has to be more than this. And this is not something that I'm necessarily interested in anymore, right? What time is it? Because I got to hurry up. See, this is my problem, y'all. I'm so long-winded. I can't get straight to it, but it's fine. And so that's when I moved back to Houston, because when I moved to Houston the first time, my business grew by 4 times. And when I moved back to Atlanta, I felt stagnated just because, like, while I was still doing work, and then it was just so much. So I was still doing work, but it was like, I don't know, I just felt like I needed to go back. So I moved back to Houston, right? Anyways, long story short, joined the church January. and been really plugging into the gospel work, really making sure that we are aligning our goals as far as our Book Prophets Club, helping speakers and coaches go to the next level. But I've always shared that my true purpose in life is to be able to impact the lives of men and women in mind, body, and soul. Like, that's my mission. That's my purpose. That's what I'm here for. And so books and business and speaking and coaching, that'll always be a part of what I do. That'll always be a part of me showing you guys how to be profitable. But one thing I've come to learn is that you cannot be profitable in business if you are not profitable in your wellness, if you are not profitable in your relationships, if you are not profitable in your spirituality. And how I say this all the time. I do not believe that how you do anything is how you do everything. But it doesn't mean that how you do anything is not how you should do everything, right? Like, I'm not saying that. I am saying that I do believe that we as a people, and we as people by nature, we do not do everything across the board the same way. We don't handle our business the same way we handle our relationships. We don't handle our relationships the same way that we handle our fitness. But for me, it is so important that going onto this new journey, I gotta let go of what I thought it was going to be. First of all, and that's why I say he broke my heart, because I thought that was going to be the path, that was my journey, that was where I was going. Um, but all of that was there, right? And I hope y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me, right? I just knew that was going to be the movement, the play. And as I've continued to really grow in my faith, which I've always had faith. And so that's one thing I think a lot of times people are confusing. I've always had faith. I've always believed that Jesus Christ walked this earth. In fact, that's what I used to say. When people ask what's my denomination, I used to feel weird about these different denominations, because I never remembered in the Bible Jesus talking about different denominations. So I would always feel conflicted with saying what denomination I was, because that's just what I don't remember seeing in the Bible. So I never said denomination. I said I believe that Jesus Christ walked this earth. That's what I believed. Well, that's what I believe. I believe some more as well. There's a lot more to it. But I definitely believed it. So now I'm about to do this fitness thing, right? I'm ready to go onto this fitness thing. I'm also ready. And I'm not talking about just fitness in my body, but fitness in my spirituality, fitness in my relationships, fitness in it all. All of this is important to me right now. All of this I'm reflecting on, I'm paying attention to, because I don't want to do one thing good, which is be great at business and not be great in my fitness. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to be great at my 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 I was going to say spiritual, but I don't even want to call the word spiritual. I'm going to call it the gospel work. I don't want to be good or growing in the space of gospel work, but I'm not growing in the space of my relationships, my personal relationships. It's important to me. It's important to me that I have a life that is as balanced as I possibly can have. And hopefully it's important to many of you guys that are watching this. If anybody is watching this, I don't even know. I don't even know if anybody is watching this. Even if it's one. I'm hoping that having a life where your business or career, where your gospel work, where your relationships, whether it's your friends, family, or your romantic relationship, I'm praying and hoping that your fitness in your physical space as well as your mental space are all important to you, are all important. And so what I'm doing is I am publicly declaring that I am going to be going on this fitness journey. And I'm not even going to call it a 90-day fitness journey. I'm not calling it a 30-day. This is just a complete change of life. It's time. It's literally time. And I am cutting out a lot of stuff. A lot of new things that I'm going to be planning to cut out. And I wanted to challenge everybody to be a part of this challenge. I wanted to challenge those who are watching this. So we just recently came out with this amazing planner. It's called the Profits Planner. And this is not about just profiting in your business or career, but again, profiting in your life, your relationships, your wellness, etc., etc. And so it's for speakers, coaches, and authors specifically, though, because it's designed. It also has some additional features which are helping you, sell more books, speak on more stages. But there's also an area in here where we call it the circle of life, which is so important when it comes to setting goals, right? A lot of times we set our goals right here. It's called circle of life. Hold on. Circle of life right here, right? A lot of times when we set our goals, we're setting goals based on like business. But a lot of times people don't set goals based on their relationships. They don't set goals based on their wellness, set goals based on their spirituality. And so for me, all of that is important. Every single month, it may be different things that I would set goals on. So the first thing that I'm going to be showing you guys is number one is identifying what we want to focus on for the month of July, right? So what do we want to focus on for the month of July? What we need to focus on, hold on. Sorry, y'all. What we want to focus on for the month of July, right? Is there anybody watching this? Because what I'm going to do is I am going to put together an incredible opportunity for us to all stay accountable. First of all, of course, you can get this planner, okay? And if you want to get this planner, I'll show you where to get the planner. Second, number two is every Thursday we're going to go live. We have a Q&A session that we go live, but I'm also going to make sure to incorporate discussing this whole journey of just transforming our lives. Right now, what I'm about to do, though, is do a measurement of my entire body because I want to be getting my body in perfect shape, perfect for me, perfect for the mission and the things that I plan to do. So I have big goals on that as well. So if you're interested in this, if you want to be a part of this journey, if you want to be better and not just in your business, plug in. Make sure we have a Facebook group. If you go to Facebook and search Book Profits Club, we'll go live in that Facebook group every single Thursday. And I'm just going to be showing you guys the progress. And so the goal is to not just only do better in business, but everywhere. And so giving up certain things that need to be given up, making sure you're intentional about the things that you do. All of those things are super duper important. So anyways, that's what I'm working on. Pray that you guys have an amazing day, and I pray that anybody that's interested that you stay connected. All right? Okay. Well, God bless you.